name is Nazim Jones, and I'm going to be talking about my experience abroad this past semester. "18. That's the number of people I went on a journey with this semester. I think it's important to recognize just how much having a group affected my experience. I'm so thankful for all my professors and fellow students who I spent my time abroad with. I feel that every day was always pushed to the greatest it could possibly have been because of the group dynamic we had. I learned and grew with all my classmates, and we were brought closer as our journey unfolded. My trip to Europe did end sooner than expected, but I gained more than I ever imagined I would. I'll cherish my experience forever, and this video will highlight everything I hope to remember as I continue my life at home. Flying. Airports and flights were almost always full of unexpected dilemmas. I'm honestly so glad I was able to get practice traveling through airports and train stations. I think it's one of the best life skills I was able to hone while I was in Europe. The flight from Tucson to Italy was one of the hardest and most rewarding. Our layover delays and 10-hour flight really exhausted me, but nothing compared to experiencing stepping into our first airport in Italy. The culture shock and jet lag were almost unmanageable. Our first hotel was so helpful for me because it was a great place to practice Italian with the waiters and even the people at the front desk. I was able to relax and prepare myself for what was ahead. Paestum was such an excellent way to begin our semester abroad. It only took Doug and I 25 minutes to realize that our lights weren't all broken. We just had to insert our room key into the light switch. Regardless, Hotel Ariston provided a great place to relax as we figured out how to set up our cellular service. In Paestum, I was in awe as I admired the Temple of Hera and the ancient ruins of Posidonia. It was really interesting to finally get an understanding of what learning would be like as we analyzed different sites. Triglyphs and metopes will forever be ingrained in my memory. Water buffalo mozzarella actually changed my life. Sadly, I don't think I'll ever be able to enjoy cheese the way I did that day again. Walking to the beach in Paestum was very therapeutic for all of the group as we began the process of adjusting to our new home for the next few months. People and navigating the city were probably the most challenging in Naples. It was the first major city we visited, and I was already in love with exploring the city. Touring the catacombs beneath the city and our walking night tour were some of my favorite experiences in Naples. The city offered bustling, tight, long streets with eye-catching shops everywhere. Naples also holds the Farnese Hercules sculpture, which ended up being one of my favorite sculptures throughout the semester. Naples was very rich in artwork, whether it was pastels on the street or a mosaic in a museum. We also had an excellent group dinner in Naples. They served an extremely welcoming meal that everyone remembers. I loved being able to choose restaurants for lunch or dinner with my peers. I made many great memories in restaurants across all of Italy. Pompeii was truly more than I expected. Pompeii is a place that's been a dream in my head for so long, and finally seeing it in person was amazing. It was way larger than I realized, and exploring it for a day really helped me understand what life was like when Pompeii was an active city. I enjoyed seeing things like propaganda painted on buildings and beware of dog mosaics. Viewing the spectacular and standing in the arena area was humbling as I viewed the huge seating area where people would watch gruesome battles. Pompeii definitely challenged our learning endurance because there was so much to see. I loved exploring the seemingly endless roads and paths. The high level of preservation made stepping into different buildings exciting because each contained a different story. On the way to Rome, we also visited the beautiful grotto in Sperlonga, and then we also took in a breathtaking view looking down from the Temple of Jove Anxur. These were two of the most beautiful sights I was lucky enough to see. Rome was a major milestone in my overall experience abroad. In Rome, I became much more comfortable with living in Italy. Spending a lot of time in Rome allowed for deeper exploration and more appreciation for all of the history the city holds. The Colosseum was a true marvel as people swarmed around it daily. Its size alone was impressive, and it served as a beacon as I navigated the city. The Monte Palace Hotel was the most comfortable hotel I stayed in, and their breakfast made the mornings refreshing. I really enjoyed the museums in Rome. Presenting in front of the Boxer sculpture was unforgettable. In Rome, I feel that overall, there was a great balance of academics and cultural exposure. While I was learning about the temple of deified Caesar, it was gratifying to be able to point it out in person. Being able to engage with the sites I was actively learning about added endless depth to my studies. Rome was a great city for exemplifying the program's philosophy of a classroom without walls. Leaving Rome was bittersweet, as I was living the city that I loved, but going towards the place that is my home away from home.
Bro, you have food, that's why.
Orvieto, Italy is a city blessed with its own identity. The feeling of the city is incomparable to any other. It was easy to develop a comfortable routine there, and I was overjoyed to have a large chunk of time where I was not traveling daily. It was nice to move into a comfortable apartment and unpack my suitcase. Orvieto provided gorgeous views of vineyards and rolling hills. The different shops and restaurants throughout Orvieto were extremely welcoming. I often found myself exploring just to find new places to eat and new views to admire. Touring the Etruscan caves and visiting the Duomo were days that reminded me of how lucky I was. Orvieto is very small, and it is easy to become a regular at different cafes and shops. Getting lost was almost impossible, with beautiful points of reference like the clock tower and the Duomo. I missed being able to greet all of the people who quickly became familiar with me. In Orvieto, I was able to try and enjoy many Italian dishes, along with outstanding wine. The food in Orvieto never disappointed with its authenticity and sheer deliciousness. I miss Orvieto and all of the people that make it the amazing place it is. Fico, Italy was exceedingly memorable, and I really enjoyed telling people about my experiences there. Going during the week was a great choice because it wasn't busy at all. Fico exemplified great ingredients, and I was able to enjoy anything from fresh chocolates to premium balsamic vinegars. Mortadella bologna was among the best foods I tried in Italy. The day seemed to go by so fast, and I found myself wishing we had more time because I was barely able to cover half of the things I was interested in.
Yeah, carne asada.
Fico is certainly a place I
It
plan
straight
to
up does
visit.
smell like carne asada. Okay, you grab one first.
Oh my god.
It's like
Florence is a beautiful city, and I really enjoyed all of the art we were able to see there. Climbing to the top of the Duomo is a story I constantly revisit when I talk about my travels. Seeing the city from the high view was very beautiful, and it was rewarding after the 463-stair climb. Michelangelo's David was unforgettable in size and technique. I felt truly lucky to be able to see so many artworks done by the greats. The days in Florence were very challenging, but all the more rewarding because of all we were able to see. My visit to Amsterdam acted as my time to make peace with the fact that I had to return home early. Amsterdam is an extremely beautiful place that impressed me with its culture and its people. I really enjoyed my time there and all the people I interacted with. I want to close my video with a huge thank you. It's amazing to think about all of the people who have made my experience possible. Everyone told me that Italy would change me, and I believed them. I really did. Still, I'm so different than I was 5 months ago. I have a broader concept and understanding of what it really means when you say, the world. I have a deeper appreciation for life and all it has to offer. My thanks goes out to every person involved with my studies in Europe. My fellow scholars, thank you. My professors, thank you. DSP faculty, thank you. People of Italy, thank you.